East Central St. Catherine for the upcoming general election. But many walked away from the meeting criticizing the comments by some senior party members towards the constituency's sitting MP, Orlando Terrelong, calling it homophobic. Dr. De La Haye has also publicly stated that his campaign is all-inclusive and non-discriminatory. Well, Dr. De La Haye now joins us on the telephone. Morning, Doc.
Morning, RicheB.
How are you?
Thanks for inviting me. Not bad, thanks.
Top of the morning to you. Have you done the usual rounds already?
Doing the rounds, RicheB. I'm on it every day. Always ready.
Okay, got you. I want to ask you, what motivated you to join the political sphere?
RicheB, like you, I've been watching, observing. Very clear to me that what we have currently in terms of our solution to the issues in Jamaica isn't doing the job. And so I saw it fit to get out of my air-conditioned office, be on the ground with the people, for the people, in addressing their concerns. The concerns are many. In my constituency, the needs vary very widely within and even more widely between communities. That's the need of the people. That's what I come to deliver.
Give us a bit of an overview of some of the needs that you have identified that will be getting priority attention from you.
So my walks on the ground, far from just meeting the people, is to identify for myself with my eyes what the challenges are. I've walked on streets. I have to be looking very carefully so I'm not stepping in a big pond of water, literally. I've walked on streets where I have to be navigating wires which are attached for lighting. And so certainly issues like water, lighting, roads transcends all the communities that I have visited. In addition to this, we see issues of housing. I mean, somewhere like Lake Spen, for example, you turn on any road off the main road and you have a challenge. With great difficulty that you get your car up there if you don't get a puncture because there's just no road. And then other areas like Gregory Park, major challenges. And so as I pointed out, RicheB, in 6 weeks, which has been more like 6 years, it's been an eye-opener. The needs are great. It encourages me to stay even more in the community working for the people. And I'm pretty sure I will address, most importantly, operative word, for all. I don't intend to do roads that will stop at where green starts. That's not in my mindset. And so I'm addressing needs of everyone. In fact, as I've been recommending in my campaign, I have talks, for example, recognizing that it fills a gap on stress management. I invite all. I jokingly say on social media, come with a green shirt. I'm good.
That's interesting. You're taking on a constituency that has a sitting member of parliament. Don't you think that makes your job even that much more difficult?
It encourages me more, motivates me more. I know difficulty. I'm a military man, RicheB.
Yes.
We're trained to outflank and specifically address the enemy. And that's the precision with which I'm launching my campaign. Very data-driven, surgical and military approach.
Mm-hmm. Is it of any concern to you the standings in terms of polls, any polls that you might have had access to in terms of the two political parties, where your party's at versus where the opponents are at, and how much of a factor is that in the way you plan your strategies?
So in answering you, RicheB, I'm very focused in the area I'm involved in. Having said that, it is important to me how the polls look. And so here's how I see it, Richie. I have come as one component in contributing to adjusting those polls in our favor. I think I've been doing a good job. Here we are on your program, RicheB. After 6 weeks, I think all Jamaica is very clear about East Central St. Catherine, that I am representing the PNP in East Central St. Catherine. 6 weeks. Persons have been there 6 years and more. And that's the quality that we bring to the table, Richie.
Dr. Winston De La Haye is our guest right now. We're talking about his plans for the constituency of East Central St. Catherine. However, Doc, do you think the statements that were made by your fellow party members at that meeting recently, has it cast a shadow over your campaign?
What it has allowed RicheB is for me to highlight what I have spent the last 20 years of my life in psychiatry, working against stigma for the mentally ill, who I treat, because for the most part, many are unable to do that for themselves. And so I'm no stranger to moving against the tide of discrimination, which is why I pointed out, if you look back far before Sunday, that my campaign is all-inclusive. We don't entertain discrimination. My people are very clear. That's what leadership is about, RicheB. And I'll hasten to tell you, I'm on the ground last night in Caymanas Park. My people have their ears to the ground. And here is the kind of comment I'm getting. Doc, I'll help you take it clean. They're listening. They understand. And I certainly will provide that leadership where issues of sexuality, issues of religion, issues of race cannot and will not play a part. Why? Because it's not a part of my character, it's not a part of my upbringing or my intellect.
I know that your colleague, Mr. Golding, actually came out and gave an apology. Have you tried in any way to, say, reach out to your opponent, and what was the reaction that you got, if you will?
Far more than an individual person, the party has responded. I have nothing to add or subtract from that response. I think it was appropriate. I have responded. More importantly, I have reached out, extended an invitation to meet with my opponent at his place and time. I haven't had a response, and that's okay. I continue to extend that invitation.
All right, Dr. De La Haye. So, how would you say your campaign has been coming along? Is it properly funded? Are you satisfied with the reactions that you're getting when you walk the streets? Give us an overview as to how that is coming along.
Richard, in a nutshell, I feel loved. The people have been very warm. The reception is excellent. And it's a new family that I now have. So I'm walking in the streets before I'm even reaching up towards people. The comments are, I must adopt that. Yeah? So people are watching their televisions. People are on the ground, on their web pages. I'll give you an example. So I'm at a domino tournament. A guy comes up, Doc, we know you're new, but see the page, and he shows me a page on his cell phone. He has been going through my profile and then touches me with a fist, of course, because his comrades are plenty. Doc, we love the profile. We're behind you. That's the kind of reception I've been getting. Not only that, RicheB. Not only recently, but in the last 3 or so weeks, I've had requests from the other side for persons who have made it clear to me that they are not of my grouping. However, they like what they're hearing. They want to talk. Obviously, I stop and ensure that I have dialogue. We're here for everybody. And in fact, we're not encouraging any switching. You want to switch, we welcome it. But we want to share what we have with all in East Central St. Catherine.
Was this always an ambition of yours to get involved in politics and to serve at the community level?
Leadership, RicheB, certainly has been at the core of my lifestyle. A military person participating in a number of national agencies in terms of committees, etc., leading committees, President of the Medical Association of Jamaica. And so I see it as an extension. But most importantly, I need to feel safe in my country. I'm a man who's been held up at gunpoint relatively recently. I know what it is to be held up. I looked in the eyes of those persons, engage them in dialogue. Man hungry, RicheB. And it's in so doing that I was able to come out of that unscathed. It's not just about me. Our people are struggling. I'm hearing on the ground now people from the other side saying, Doc, we recognize in terms that they express freely, and that's why I'm happy I'm able to cross both sides in terms of language. Doc, we suffer. We realize I want food, now I do it. But I hear that, Richard. I'm encouraged to work with the people, for the people, not about color.
Suppose, as they say, Andrew, call it now or anytime soon. You're ready.
You call me at midnight. I'm ready for you. The boss gives us the directive that we are now in it. It's on. I'm ready.
All right.
I'm a military man, RicheB. I'm always ready.
Gotcha.
Covering fire, outflank the enemy as we devise a strategic approach to take out.
That is Dr. Winston De La Haye, former Chief Medical Officer and now a PNP candidate in the East Central St. Catherine constituency. Thank you for your time, Doc, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much. Ready anytime, Richie.
All the best.
Thank you.
Dr. Winston De La Haye.